everyone, I'm Nikki.
I'm Kate.
And we're here in the very beautiful Las Vegas today, Kate.
Yeah, the sun and the mountains are gorgeous, and then there's this stuff behind us.
CES 2018, and we're here, of course, to bring you the greatest in cleaner, greener, safer and smarter transportation. You had fun yesterday.
I did have
with
fun
the
yesterday.
Emotor,
Yeah.
and the Nvidia and all the other fun things.
She didn't get to go.
No.
I got to go to Nvidia.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did indeed. Nvidia, you had lots of fun, and I had lots of fun with all the things I did. The only thing I didn't really enjoy was Nissan, but we've got some other fun things planned today. The weather is better. Yesterday it was what can be described as almost torrential rain.
Yeah, and to be fair, because it was raining, some of the more prototypey vehicles weren't out and about anyway.
So the Byton wasn't running and a couple of other things weren't running. We're going to be picking up some other things along the way. We've seen lots of booths that we want to go back to. We're going to drop in and see the guys at Chargepoint because they've got some new technology they want to talk to us about, including Amazon Alexa integration for your smart charging system for your home. So you'll be able to say to Alexa, start my car charging, and it will charge.
Yeah, and that is going to be pretty cool.
That is going to be pretty cool. There's an aeroplane heading right over us right now, so we're going to say, time to go to the show floor. So we're starting today's tour of CES Day 4 at the Chargepoint booth, where Chargepoint has some new charging technology it wants to show off. Now, I'm sure most of you are familiar with the Chargepoint brand if you own an electric car, and that's because Chargepoint has a whole global network of charging stations worldwide. But unlike a traditional charging provider, Chargepoint is slightly different. It's essentially a B to B to C operation. What that means is that Chargepoint produces the hardware and handles the billing. It sells that hardware to businesses who wish to provide electric car charging, and then the businesses themselves decide how much to charge the customers to charge their cars up, which is why around 70% of all Chargepoint stations around the world actually don't charge you to charge your car. And it's also why some Chargepoint stations are slightly more expensive than others. But we're starting here in the Chargepoint booths with the home rather than public charging stations, because Chargepoint has announced a new Alexa integration for its next generation of Chargepoint home devices. Here, obviously, we've got the very popular Amazon Alexa, and as I learned this morning, it's possible now to ask your Alexa to start your car, to stop charging your car, and to ask how many miles of range you'll likely have added while your car has been charging. Now, the Chargepoint Home is one of the smallest and best looking charging stations on the market for your home today. It's very simple and easy to use and can be available in either a 6 kilowatt or a 3 kilowatt version. Now, unlike some charging stations on the market, of course, the Chargepoint units are all UL listed, which means they've undergone rigorous testing to make sure that they're safe for your home, which will make your insurance company happy. And in addition to being Amazon Alexa compatible, they're also compatible with Nest. So you can really set up some very exciting smart home integration. Now, in addition to the energy products from the home, there are also some great new rapid charging stations being developed by Chargepoint for use in the public sector. Now, I'm sure you've probably used a Chargepoint rapid charging station before and not even known what it is. For example, the new Slim Line charging station is very much like the older, more hefty charging station, but it is compatible with 350 kilowatt DC quick charging, which means that it's ready for the next generation of electric cars with both CHAdeMO and CCS capability, as well as the Chinese DC quick charging standard if you happen to be in China. Now, what makes this unit particularly useful is its depth. It is super, super slim. It's less than a foot deep. In fact, it's about 6 inches deep, which means it can be used in parking garages and parking lots where space is at a premium. Where are the power electronics? Well, they're in the box behind me, which makes it far easier for people who want to provide on-site rapid DC quick charging, but don't want to put a big hulking charging station right in the middle of the parking space. It's also great for companies and fleets who need to charge lots of electric vehicles in limited space. Take, for example, bus companies. Quite a few electric buses are now coming to market, and generally they're coming with CHAdeMO or CCS quick charge capability. You could retrofit one of these with 2 CHAdeMO sockets and then plug both buses in at the same time. And since this unit is capable of delivering a total of 500 kilowatts, you can rapid charge 2 vehicles simultaneously. What's more, this station is intelligent. So if one vehicle is nearly finished in its charging cycle and another comes up that needs more power, the charging station dynamically switches to ensure that the vehicle that can accept the most power gets it, while the other vehicle trickle charges to full. It's a very exciting world of charging stations, and there are some other charging station manufacturers and providers here at CES. So maybe we'll bump into some more on our travels. Kate, what are you up to? Over to you.
Thanks, Nikki. We're here at the Honda stand and we have just seen this very cute but perhaps not very informative demonstration of some of Honda's concepts about robotics. Honda have a long history with robotics, and several of the vehicles that you've seen in the little clip are using this Honda power pack. This is a concept power pack. The suggestion is that these will each hold around 1 kilowatt hour of power with a maximum draw from each one of 1 kilowatt. They will have exchange stations sited around urban areas, so you can pull up, switch your battery, drop it off where it will charge, and you can go on your way without waiting for your own vehicle to recharge. They have a number of concept vehicles here. You've seen some of the robotic ones, and one of the ones that's more close to production is this scooter here, the PCX electric scooter. The specs on this are a little bit vague, but they're hoping to bring this to market later this year in the Asian market, with a top speed of around 70 miles an hour and a range that's under 100 miles, but not exactly clear exactly what that will be. Pricing hasn't been set yet for this vehicle. As you can see though, Honda are starting to explore lithium-ion batteries much more. They have a much longer history of working with fuel cells, and only recently have really started to consider using lithium-ion. The ATX concept is somewhat further from production. It does, however, showcase Honda's concept for the batteries, with multiple battery packs in this vehicle that can be easily changed by anyone, including children. Honda's idea here is that this is going to be much easier to use. It's probably, although it's an ATX 4x4 looking vehicle, better on a campus, but it does demonstrate that Honda is starting to more seriously explore lithium-ion rather than fuel cell vehicles. So I've been really interested in their concepts here, but again, it's a little bit disappointing not to see an actual production vehicle on the Honda stand. The scooter, that should be fun, and as a biker, I really quite like the idea of a vehicle where you can just quickly chuck the batteries in and carry on, because there are limitations on how many batteries you can cram into a motorcycle. But there is no word on who the partners will be for this, and that's going to be really vital if Honda are going to actually get these charging stations into urban areas where they can be used. So that's it from Honda. Where have you got to, Nikki?
Thanks, Kate. Looks like you had fun down at the Honda booth, although I'm not so sure how practical those little robot things are going to be in the real world. Unless, of course, you happen to be OK Go and you want to make another music video with robotic little things. Anyway, as you can see, I'm down on the Quanergy booth here with the Fisker Emotion electric car. Why Quanergy? Well, Quanergy makes the sensors that are used in the Fisker Emotion to give it full level 4 autonomy. At least it will have when it launches. Fisker Inc., the company behind the Fisker Emotion, says that that will happen around about 2019, and we should expect an announcement in the coming few weeks when it comes to where these cars are going to be built. However, we do know that these cars are going to be built in the United States, which is very different to the original Fisker Karma. Now, if you're wondering, the Fisker Karma was a plug-in sports hybrid that was made by Fisker. It's a completely different company, however, to Fisker Inc., the company which makes the Fisker Emotion. Now, what makes this car particularly interesting is the fact that Fisker Inc. says that it's working on solid-state battery technology, which will eventually be used to give this car a pretty impressive range and pretty impressive rapid quick charging, not to mention longer battery life and hopefully better performance all round. When it launches in 2019, the Fisker Emotion will come with more than 130 kilowatt hours of lithium-ion battery technology supplied by LG Chem. Eventually, that will switch to solid-state battery technology, but at launch, even at launch, with that massive lithium-ion battery on board, Fisker Inc. says that the Fisker Emotion will travel more than 400 miles per charge. That's more than 600 kilometers before you need to stop and refuel. And when you do, you'll be able to refuel pretty quickly on the go. Now, this is most definitely another high-end electric vehicle. The starting price for this is going to be $130,000, which means this is another luxury electric car in an increasingly saturated marketplace. And personally, that's a bit of a shame, because what I'd like to see more of are 100 to 200 mile affordable electric cars. He's hoping, however, that if Fisker Inc. succeeds with the Fisker Emotion, we're going to see more affordable vehicles in the future. Although I should note, Fisker Inc. hasn't hinted anything of the sort to me. That's just me having some wishful thoughts. Will this car ever make it to market? Will it have a better start in life than the car which shared its name all those years ago? Well, who can say? Henrik Fisker is most certainly pleased that he's getting a second chance in the plug-in car marketplace. But with a very high ticket price, it remains to be seen if this vehicle is going to come to market on time and on budget. But with more than 600 kilowatts at the wheels and a plan to have 3 motors, one on the front wheels and 2 on the back to give torque vectoring, this should drive pretty well. We'll have to wait to see if Fisker Inc. will bring this car to market, and I'm hoping that Fisker Inc. will give me a little test ride when they've got a prototype that they're willing to let journalists in. Now, what are you up to, Kate? Over to you.
Thanks, Nikki. That is a very pretty looking car, but it is another expensive, high-end luxury electric vehicle. It would be nice to see some more affordable cars that people can actually have on their driveway. I've come over to ZF Group to look at what might be the future interior of your vehicle. ZF Group are one of the companies that work with their OEMs to produce the interior electronics, the magic gubbins that you interact with as you drive. And in this case, this is looking at what you might be doing in an autonomous vehicle in the future. This is the Surf and Curve. It's a virtual reality type experience. You sit in it and you can experience the kind of controls that might be used. It has a twin joystick that allows you to control the car, so no traditional steering wheel. It switches into an autonomous mode automatically, so you approach on the virtual road an autonomous section of driving, and it will automatically take over control, allow you to sit and experience the world as you surf on the internet. In this case, it has a little control panel on the seat, which you just slide through the tracks and listen to your music as you watch the world go by. And then it swivels the seat back, allowing you to take back control of the vehicle, returning your control to those 2 little joysticks. It actually is operatable with one hand, it is force controlled, and it's cute. So that was a pretty cool experience, but I'm not absolutely convinced that that's what the future of autonomous vehicles will be. I'm pretty beat now, so I think I'm gonna see if I can find Nikki. She owes me a drink. Yes. Hey.
Hi.
Hey. Yes. We're meant to be working.
I am working. This is an electric motorbike, I'll have you know.
It's a pretty
Isn't
motorbike.
it absolutely beautiful? This is the Energica Esse 9. And this is a motorcycle that I would be glad to ride to work every single freaking day. Top speed of 125 miles per hour. Can travel up to 120 miles on a charge. 11 point something kilowatt hour battery pack. Got seats for 2.
Yeah?
It can take storage on the back. It is absolutely beautiful, and I do not want to take any chances and get off because I'm in love. I'm in love, mate. It's
11 kilowatt hours?
11.5.
11.5? That's going to take a while to charge.
No. It's got CCS quick charging.
Ah.
So this is a motorbike that comes with CCS quick charging as standard. You just turn up at the charging station, whack it in like that one right there,
Yeah?
and off you go. And it is a proper bike designed by proper bike people. It's full size. It's got sporty handling. This is great weight distribution.
Do you want to just hop off and I
No. Oh, go on. Okay. So what we're going to do, we'll turn it off. It's not exactly a cheap motorcycle, unfortunately. It's quite expensive. But, if you'd rather ride one of these to work than a Nissan Leaf, I think it's beautiful. Just look at it.
That is a nice...
And it's in the US. It's Italian designed and made, but it's now being sold in the US and elsewhere else in the world. Stick your foot stand up and just feel it. That is
Oh, it's
beautiful.
locked.
It is locked. There you go. So turn it on and look at this. Look at this lovely little
really cool.
display. Ring headlights. This has got a really classic kind of look to it. I just love it. It's just a very classic feeling bike. And there is a button down here that allows you to set between eco, urban, rain and sport. It's got different ABS capabilities. So you out accelerate most things. Maybe not a Hayabusa, but this has a 1 litre bike feel.
Yeah.
It's meaty. It's got Brembo brakes, dual calipers up front. This is... You
This is
wouldn't
a
feel
proper sports
stupid
bike.
turning up to a bike meet with one of these.
No, you'd have the sexiest bike there.
A couple of years ago, I did a charity event on a maxi scooter. I don't know if you came with me. It was a
No.
ride the bridge down in Wales.
Yeah.
The ride the bridge, and I did it on a Vectrex
Oh yeah, Vectrex.
maxi scooter, and I felt stupid riding a maxi scooter for a start, but also I felt a bit stupid with its speed and its handling, and it was okay, nothing wrong with the Vectrex, but
But it's not a bike. This is a bike.
So this is sort of 3 seconds 0 to 60. It's fast. When they launched this, they had a video pitting this against other sports bikes and other cars, including a Tesla, and it.
So this is like the Tesla of sports bikes.
This is like the Tesla of sports bikes, and there's a couple of different versions. So there's the EVA, the SA9, which is this one, and then there's the Ego, which is even faster. It's on the Isle of Man TT.
Yeah?
It's going to be in. It's got its own race series now.
Yeah?
This is.
How
proper
much
bike.
faster is the other one?
I think it's 160.
60?
I think. I may have forgotten that.
So you have this one.
You'll have the other one.
Yeah, that sounds fair.
Okay, how many times have you come off a motorbike in your lifetime?
More than once?
How many times have I come off a motorbike in my lifetime?
I don't know.
Who do you think should get the faster bike?
That would be me.
Maybe not. Well, that's it from CES 2018 for today.
Yep.
Have you had fun?
I have now.
Yeah, this is kind of the highlight of the show now for me. We've both left our business cards because we both want to borrow one of these for a week and put it through its paces. Maybe they'll let us have 2 and we can go for a little ride.
We could do a little tour.
We could put some panniers on the back, do some touring, stop at CCS quick charge stations.
Yeah.
We need to find one of those double-headed ones from Chargepoint so we can both charge at the same time.
Yeah, that would be handy.
That would be handy because biking is best experienced with a friend, it really is. So
Yeah.
anyway, that's it for today. I'm Nikki Gordon-Bloomfield,
I'm Kate Walton-Elliott.
and as always, don't forget to keep evolving. Take care.